All right, so I'm gonna try to do this one-handed and just film this. Okay, so first thing is we can go enable, turn on the CNC, or connect actually. Okay, it's connected. Now I can use the arrow keys to control this. I'm gonna move this around. And you can see it moving. This is the Y direction. These two are the X direction. All right, so if I want to go to the right, I'll push this, it comes to the right. If I want to go forward, I push this, coming towards me, and it comes towards me, okay? You do have to kind of keep track of this hose. I got to build a better, or maybe I have one of you guys build a better hose or vacuum holder for this, because ideally it would kind of come up in the air, and then it could fall along the spindle on the gantry. But as for now, something had broken off before, so that's got to keep an eye on that hose. So that's how you move around, first of all, the X and Y directions. Back and forth. You can even go diagonally if you want. Okay. The Z is the page up and page down. So it's already at the very top. So I'm going to page down. And just obviously make sure you don't run that end mill ever into the table. That'll break it. And if you need to go up, if you go all the way up there, it's gonna hit that stop. This is the stop. It's that's when you home it. That's gonna be the very top of the machine. There's also, these are the stops for the Y direction. So as this thing comes up close to here, this piece of metal, it'll know that it's getting closer as a magnet. It won't actually touch this, but it'll detect it and it'll stop. Which means if you put a piece of metal next to this while you're running, it'll stop the machine because it thinks it's hit here. So you gotta be clear of that. Another one's on this side. And for the X direction, let me see if I can reach it. Where is it? That little green thing there, that's the stopper, not the stopper, but the detection unit for the X direction when it comes up and hits this piece of metal right here. Okay, so it doesn't actually hit it, it just gets close because it's a magnet. Okay, so that's how you can control this, number one, with just the arrow keys and the page up and page down. That's called jogging the spindle head. This is called the table bed. This is just called also spoil board, because that's where we always go down and cut into here. Like we had set up, I think, 1 millimeter under. That's why you see all these marks, because we always are cutting down into here 1 millimeter deep. Eventually we can clear this all off and face it and kind of shave it all off more so it becomes flat again, or just put a whole new piece on. Okay, so getting back to this, the very first step that we should do here is, out of good habit, is to reset the machine. So I'm gonna come up into here. I'm gonna go switch to the machine coordinates. So now I'm actually controlling the machine orientation, not the workpiece, and I want to home everything. When I click that, it's going to go up to the Z max. It's going to jog all the way nice and slow to the left, which will be the origin for the X-axis. All right, and then it's going to move forward right here until this gets close. Now I'll film this. You'll see that it doesn't actually touch. So that oil is there. And normally what I do is I'll get this closer because it kind of jogs slow, but I'll get it closer so it doesn't take all this time. It actually goes, you heard that beep. So it actually will get close and then it'll back off a little slight bit. So it goes past it and then it gives a little bit extra back. Now it'll say the referencing is complete, okay? So it's all 0, 0, 0. This is the origin of the machine. Perfect, that's what we want it to be. Now it knows where it is. Before, it might not even know where the head of that spindle is. Okay, immediately, as soon as you do this, get out of the machine and switch back to the work coordinates, because if you end up changing this again, you're just changing the whole machine and the machine has already been set. So as soon as you do that, switch to work coordinates. Okay, Now I'm going to move this away from the origin. I'm going to bring the head down a little bit. I always like getting things away from 0. Have a little wiggle room. And now we can go ahead and load our code.